After this second workshop, where we modeled a network to check the water quality simulation, we could understand the difference in using first two different solvers in SewerGEMS. In SewerGEMS, we saw that we have two solvers that applies the Sumvenan equations. The solver called implicit and the another called explicit solver. Both applies the Sumvenan equation. And the explicit solver, it's the one that we apply for water quality simulation. So the first step of this workshop, we created a simulation without handling water quality, where we applied the implicit engine, the implicit solver. So it was a 24-hour simulation in a network that has some loadings. Loadings with pattern curves. So running this scenario, we can see that we have a dynamic simulation where, following this first scenario, we will apply a water quality simulation where the pollutant will be entered in the system at the manhole B2-242. So the second scenario we created, we call it the swims overrun. In this second scenario, we created a new calculation options first, where we applied the explicit solver, and also we created a new alternative for water quality simulation. So all the pollutant information we entered in the swim extensions. So first we created the pollutant, the chromium. We defined a pollutant with no decay coefficient. So it's an element that will be entered in the system and there is no decay coefficient. And also no rain concentration parameters and nothing for groundwater concentration. And the second step was to define a polluter graph. In the polluter graph, we created the chrome spill curve to define how this element will be entered in the system. So we defined a uniform concentration by 1000 milligrams per liter of the chromium, of course. So with this concentration, we elected the manhole B2-242. So in this manhole, in this second scenario, we defined an inflow curve. So in this inflow curve, entered in the alternative infiltration inflow. So this inflow curve will be used to calculate the mass of chromium that enters in the system. So this curve contains the 1000 milligrams per liter of chromium. So this curve, it's a flow that occurs only between 4 and 4.2 hours from the start. Running this second scenario, we could see the results directly at the elements. For example, if we select a manhole at the downstream side, like the B246, the pollutant results is available under the results tab under pollutants collection. So this is how we define a result for water quality. Is directly to the node. So it's almost a peak concentration of 8 milligrams per liter. If we go a little bit down in the downstream, for example, at the node B254, for example, we can see that we have a lower concentration, 50% less. It happens because we have here a dilution of the water causing a dispersion. So this conduit, the PB252, contributes to reduce the polluter graph. So this model is very important in cases where you receive a call informing that we have a problem at the treatment plant. So you can apply the model to determine when it would hit and take a train offline to protect it from the chromium spill. So if you have the equalization, place this volume of equalization tank and isolate it. So this is how we can use and apply a hydraulic model applied to water quality.
If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. If you want to see more such series, consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you, and see you next time.